Here's today's good news.
Hello, hello, hello.
What's up?
Today is another countdown day towards Christmas. Not that long away, and so we wanted to chat real quick about a couple of things to do with the Christmas message. And something that I've been thinking about a lot today is the way that the way that God plans things out, definitely all from different angles, and brings them together to bring about His purpose in our lives. For instance, if you read through the Christmas story in both the books of Luke and Matthew, in the first few chapters of each of them, you'll find there's some things that come up, like in Matthew chapter 2 it says, Jesus was born in the town of Bethlehem in Judea during the reign of King Herod. About that time, some wise men from eastern lands arrived in Jerusalem, asking, "Where is the newborn King of the Jews? We have seen his star in the east and have come to worship him." Now, that seems pretty straightforward, but if you think about how long the journey was for them to travel from the east, who knows how far east it was, but
I'm going with China. They could have been Chinese.
Could well have been. Even if it wasn't that far, the transportation of those days was clearly not anything like the cars you hear in the background of this. There's nothing in the speed that we have today. They're walking or they're riding camels, most probably. There's a whole bunch of them in the trail. It's not just the literal 3 guys. Everything was a much bigger and slower process. So for them to arrive about that time, from a completely different space in the world, at the trigger of a star that they've seen in the sky, is a pretty amazing coincidence, which actually looks like the fingerprints of God to me. Then you go ahead and keep reading a little bit further down from verse 13, and it says, after the wise men were gone, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph, that's Jesus' stepdad, in a dream. Said, "Get up and flee to Egypt with the child and his mother," the angel said. "Stay there until I tell you to return, because Herod, the king, is going to try and kill the child." So, that night, Joseph left for Egypt with the child and Mary, his mother, and they stayed there until Herod's death. So, the thing is that although the wise men went to the king in the first place, he told them, "Come and tell me where the king is, the new baby king is, when you find him, so I can worship him too." But actually he was lying to them, because his plan was to kill the baby. And God warned them in a dream to disappear another way. And when they didn't come back, he got hot and mad, and he did try and kill Jesus. In fact, he killed a lot of other baby boys in the process.
Just because he was cranky.
There is so many different parts to the Christmas story, if you look into the detail, that just is amazing when you think about how God folded it all together. So, yeah, it's truly amazing how God weaves things from one end of the world even to another end, and He's working in both sides of the story, and we don't know what the other part is until we trust Him enough to get to the point where the paths cross and where the plans meet, like the wise men happened to get there right when Jesus was born, so or near that time. So it's the same thing in our lives. When we trust in Jesus, we may not have a clue of a lot of other things He's doing, that He's bringing together all at the same time, just for everything to come together well. But as we trust Him, we see that as we look back. So Paul's got a quick illustration of that from his own life, and
that's where
if
I
he's
came
ready,
in.
yeah,
That's where I came in.
there you go.
So I was actually just acting a minute ago, because I was standing over there because the camera cut out.
We ran out of space, memory. Yeah.
Anyways, so then by the time Bar had figured out the camera, I was already over here, and so I switched back there so that I could come back here again.
Yeah, so I'm like, gotta go back there to finish my shot, because I didn't get to finish what I was saying.
So I did some acting, but I did find something that I should double check over there.
Yeah.
Right.
Give him thumbs up if he's a good actor. Give him thumbs up for that.
Yeah. Champ.
Anyway, back to the point.
Back to my story.
Yeah.
So, often, working on cars, you have issues with people and their poor designs because they don't build it to work on, they build it to run.
Mechanic ranty.
Different, yeah. But some guys do okay, I suppose. Anyways, rant over. When you have something designed, it's usually kind of follow some sort of mappy thing, and like you don't always understand why people have done things the way they have. So this is just one of the things I get thinking about. Just today, I've sold my Nissan Stager, and it's come at a great time because you can probably see in the background if I move the camera. There's a caravan back there. That's going to be our road trip and retro Cristo mad lighthouse van caravan thing, which means I have to get onto it and fix it, and Ash is going to make a mad interior for it. But if you don't have any money, you can't buy any stuff to make it happen. So I wanted to sell my Stager like 2 years ago, and I advertised it and I did stuff to it, blah 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 blah, and I had a bunch of people ask me about it, but no one ever wanted to buy it. So now that we're like needing money for this thing, it's kind of like God's just released the car free. You can go now and people give me money. It's great. And on top of it, I was going to be very, very devastated because it was my only turbo car. But the guy who's bought it, he has a turbo which he has thrown in as like a semi-trade thing, which is like so we get cash and I get to keep a turbo which I'm going to stick on my Celica.
You!
Mad.
He's super excited. He was just singing and buzzing this morning.
Christmas carols,
all
bro.
about, yeah.
Christmas carols. Joy to the world. Jesus gave me a turbo. Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
But I'm very grateful that God had that sorted and he had it designed that way for the perfect timing for what we need now, rather than me just having a bit of money a while ago that we didn't really need. Kind regards, Retro.
Cristo.
Thanks, like us, subscribe.
And that's the good news for today.
That's the good news for today. and share
YouTube,
on Facebook.
RetroCristo.com,
RetroCristo.com.
Facebook.
How much else can we advertise before the camera cuts out again? Yes!
Yeah. Have a good Christmas.
Pray for my completion of this car.
Which he needs, because that's his
Pay
car
the
that he
paint.
drives right now.
Yeah. See, I'm all dirty. Like,
How's this going for 30 seconds when the last one wouldn't even get